Lots of you have been in touch about your thoughts on the Harry and Meghan interview. We're going to be talking about it in a moment, but I just thought to share some ideas with you. Jean says that if she tells the truth, meaning Meghan, that's all we want. She thinks that actually Meghan's been treated as badly as Diana, in her view. Laurie, though, has got in touch to say that they've done themselves no favours by doing this interview. In England anyway, Americans will probably love it. And then Laura makes this point, saying for a couple that wanted to be out of the spotlight and have privacy, they certainly have a funny way of showing it. So it'll be interesting, won't it? We don't know when it's going to be shown here, but we're going to talk to Russell Myers, our royal expert, in a moment, all about that. Well, we haven't even got any ideas of when this Harry and Meghan interview is exactly going to take place, but there is so much coming out about this tell-all interview overnight. Oprah's best friend, Gayle King, had this to say.
I've been working on the questions all weekend long. I'm told that nothing is off limits.
Nothing.
Nothing is off limits.
All right.
She can ask anything she wants. So a lot of people wanted this interview. I'm so glad that we got it.
Wow.
Makes your eyes pop a little bit, doesn't it, Russell, when she's saying nothing's off limits? Good morning to you, Russell Myers, our royal editor. So it seems that Oprah can ask what she likes. Where do you think she'll go? And will she go, you know, straight into the questions we all want answered?
Good morning, Ranvir. Well, it's absolutely horrifying news, I would say, for the royal family. The fact that Gayle King is trailing Oprah's big interview so strongly, saying that they really wanted to get it, and it will be absolutely explosive indeed. The very fact that Oprah has been given carte blanche to ask anything will be making the royal family very, very nervous indeed. She's going to be asking her about, leaving the royal family, then move to the US, talking about Meghan's life under the pressure of intense media scrutiny. Now, it's a funny change of tact when you've been complaining about privacy and intense media scrutiny that you sign up with potentially the chat show queen of the world to be streamed to millions and millions of people. So we'll all be watching it, that's for sure.
I suppose it's a different kind of fame, isn't it, that Meghan wants? She wants one that she can control and one that she's pursued her whole life, whereas Harry sort of was born into it and sort of recoiled from it. It's fascinating, really. And what's also come out overnight is that actually Harry and Meghan didn't tell the Queen or Prince Charles about this interview, and Buckingham Palace aides only discovered news of this on Monday night on Twitter, of all places.
Well, that is true, and it's absolutely extraordinary when saying it. The fact that Harry and Meghan, we know that they've gone alone, we know that they've set this path for themselves, but the very fact is they are separate from the royal family now. The Palisades were saying, listen, they didn't need to tell us if they didn't want to. But one would think that it would just be common courtesy. If you're going to set off, a nuclear bomb like this and doing a huge interview that will no doubt garner the attention across global networks, the decent thing probably would have been to do is to tell the Queen, tell your granny that you were going to do it. But it doesn't seem like that has happened. There are reports today that saying that the Queen trusts Harry, that when they left, they agreed to uphold the values of the Queen. But it does seem at odds with those values, that's for sure.
But other senior royals actually are saying privately they think Harry's going to end up regretting this.
Well, certainly. I mean, listen, history is there to be seen that whenever royals do these big tell-all interviews, they have disastrous consequences. Just look at Prince Andrew recently, further back in the 90s with Diana and Charles. We're still talking about them now. So it's not as though that they think they may have complete control with it. I mean, it's been reported this week that they only met Oprah once before their wedding. So the very fact that she's a trusted friend, I think is a bit on shaky ground.
And the sort of coincidence, in inverted commas, of news that they're going to be stripped of all their other patronages, as well as sort of military links, which will really be heartbreaking for Harry. Is it to do with the interview, do you think? Or was it always coming anyway?
Well, I think it was always coming, and reading between the lines that the Queen did say to them when they left, listen, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And certainly that belies to all the jobs that you would have within the firm itself. Now, Harry is going to be stripped of his military titles, the honorary military titles that he so loves, Captain General of the Royal Marines. And with Meghan, she was made the National Theatre patron that the Queen held for over 45 years. So I'm sure there's a lot of people within those charities and organisations that will be really sad to see them go because they really rely on those associations with the royals.
Do you think Harry actually will be comfortable with this interview? Because he has said in the past he can't stand the sight of cameras or the sounds of them even.
Well, this is extraordinary change of tact. And as one person said to me yesterday, this is a very big contradiction in terms. And I think we've got a clip from his interview with ITV when they were in South Africa.
Every single time I see a camera, every single time I hear a click, every single time I see a flash, it takes me straight back. So in that respect...
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I suppose, you know, a studio-controlled environment is different to being, you know, as a child, seeing lots of camera flashes and then your mum, you know, suffering the fate she did. So I suppose it is different.
Yeah, no, I do understand that, and I'm sure a lot of people have sympathy with Harry and that, you know, the upbringing that he's had and the relationship that he had with the media. However, again, just looking at the history to do with this is why there is intense nervousness in the palace, because these things never go to plan. They always get huge headlines. But listen, we will all be watching it and poring over it for weeks, if not years to come.
We will, but also, you know, I do wonder whether in the end, when we see it, we will understand her more. We will understand him more. Because I think, in a way, you know, sort of the criticism comes from not quite understanding why they made their decisions and understanding some of their sort of contradictions, as you outlined there. So let's see. Actually, we still don't know which channel in this country will be getting it, do we? But it'll be, what was it, March the, is it 7th or 8th in America?
It's March the 7th. It's going to be airing in CBS. I'm sure everybody will be scrambling to find ways that they can watch it. No date for a UK airing as yet. And as you say, listen, this will be their huge opportunity to tell their side of the story. And they'll be having everything crossed to hope it goes to plan.
Fascinating. Thanks so much, Russell. Thank you so much.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.